Now on BBC One, the interview we've all been waiting for. And for Jonathan, it's been 11 long years. The one, the only, Madonna.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. I know that's not for me. Hello and welcome to Friday Night with Jonathan Ross, and tonight I've only got one guest. Now, I know every week I say how exciting the show's going to be, but this week I actually mean it. It's great. For the first time ever, I won't just ask the questions, I might even listen to some of the answers. Obviously, everyone knows who my very special guest is, except it seems my house band, 4 puffs and a piano. Didn't you get the memo, lads? You look like bridesmaids at a whole wedding.
Oh, thanks.
For God's sake. On the end there, would I really be doing an hour-long Pat Butcher special? Hey? And Butch Cassidy at the piano there, look. That's not your costume, that's day wear for you, isn't it? I know. As for the other two, well, at least we'll stop getting letters asking whether or not you're really gay. Which we do get, by the way.
Pass them on.
Anyway, lads, I know you've been rehearsing this particular routine all week, so we're looking forward to it. And no pressure, but the world's #1 gay icon is watching you perform.
Thank you.
Let's see what you've got. Ladies and gentlemen, 4 very excited puffs and a piano.
For second best, baby, put your love to the test, as we are living in a material world, and I am a material. Music makes the people come together like a virgin, touched for the very first time. It would be so nice.
Now, I'm sensing that some of you, my frisked and vetted friends, don't believe that I've managed to get Madonna on my show tonight, so let's have a look, shall we? Let's have a look in the green room. Christ, she's here! She's here! And she's wearing a beret because she knows I love the French. Now, before we chat to Madonna, though, and we'll get you in just a second, before we chat to Madonna, there's an issue I must address. An important issue. There are some asylum seekers to Britain who I welcome, like Madonna, for example. You can stay as long as you like, my little Cockney sparrow. Don't go. However, one gentleman this week has clearly outstayed his welcome. I am talking about Frenchman David not good enough for him, obviously, David Ginola. Do you want to know what this garlic-chewing, Gauloise-reeking, fennel-dodging, Iraq-appeasing, shampoo salesman and part-time footballer has said this week? He said that British women, and Mrs Ritchie, I'm including you in this now, he said British women are shameless drunks. My wife read this over breakfast, she nearly choked on her Bacardi Breezer. And there's more. He says British women behave like men in sex as well as drink. What's he talking about? I've never slept with a British girl who reached orgasm, rolled off, let rip, then turned on the Grand Prix. What was the pity? And then the final insult, he says he doesn't want to bring his children up here as he doesn't want his daughter to be an unsophisticated Englishwoman. Well, David, if I may borrow an old saying, which I believe is West Country in origin and popularised by W.H. Auden, go f*** yourself, Frenchie. Should we get Madonna out, ladies and gentlemen? Before we do, this isn't the first time I've met my special guest. Back in 1992, we had an encounter, and I think there was chemistry then. And sure enough, she's rushed back for a second helping of Ross just 11 short years later. Before she comes out, let's just remind ourselves of who she is and what she's done. Have a look at this.
Get up on the dance floor. Let your body move to the music. Hey, 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 come on, let your body go with the flow. You know you do it. Beauty's where you find it. Move to the music. Beauty's where you find it. You got to let your body move to the music. You got to just let your body go with the flow. You got to.
Yeah, come on. Please, will you welcome Madonna? Madonna! Wow, you look fabulous.
Good evening. Let's go.
I tried to be a boy, I tried to be a girl, I tried to be a mess, I tried to be the best. I guess I did it wrong, that's why I wrote this song. This type of modern life, is it for me? This type of modern life, is it for free? So I went into a bar, looking for sympathy, a little company. I tried to find a friend. It's more easily said, it's always been the same. This type of modern life, is it for me? This type of modern life, is it for free? American life, I live the American dream. You are the best thing I've seen. You are not just a dream. I tried to stay ahead, I tried to stay on top, I tried to play the part, but somehow I forgot just what I did it for and why I wanted more. This type of modern life, is it for me? This type of modern life, is it for free? Do I have to change my name? Will it get me far? Should I lose some weight? Am I gonna be a star? Oh, American life, I live the American dream. You are the best thing I've seen. You are not just a dream. I tried to be a boy, tried to be a girl, I tried to be a mess, tried to be the best. I tried to find a friend, tried to stay ahead, I tried to stay on top. Do I have to change my name? Will it get me far? Should I lose some weight? Am I gonna be a star? I'm drinking a latte, I get a double feel shocking. It goes through my body and you know it's satisfied. I drop my Mini Cooper and I'm feeling super duper. You can tell me I'm a trooper and you know it's satisfied. I do yoga and Pilates, the room is full of hotties, so I'm checking out the bodies and you know I'm satisfied. I'm digging all the isotopes, this metaphysics shit is dope and me police can give me hope, you know I'm satisfied. I got a lawyer and a manager, an agent and a chef, 3 nannies and an assistant and a driver and a jet, a trainer and a butler and a bodyguard of 5, a doctor and a stylist. Do you think I'm satisfied? I'd like to express my extreme point of view. I'm not a Christian and I'm not a Jew. I'm just living out the American dream, and I just realized that nothing is what it seems.
Change my name. Am I gonna be a star? Do I have to change my name? Am I gonna be a star?
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That was fantastic.
Was it?
It was great. Were you not? You must have been happy.
No,
with
I'm a bit critical of myself right now. Yeah.
No, it was great.
Thank you.
And they loved it. And I know, you know, because I know you thought everyone was being quiet. I think we're just being respectful because we like to listen. And we're just, I think, I'm speaking for everyone here saying we're also knocked out that we've got like a private concert going on here. And then, you know, so we're just enjoying every second and committing it to memory. That's what's going on there.
Thank you.
And congratulations on the album, because that's gone to #1 as well, I believe. Which is your 8th #1 album.
Is it?
Yeah, in this country, it's your 8th #1 album, I believe. Or it might be your 9th. Anyway, you've had a lot. Who's counting?
I am counting. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. You know what I want to say is I'm delighted that you've chosen a superior culture to make your home in.
Yes, but I'm delighted too, but I'm not delighted that people keep writing that I don't like being here.
Well, we read about every 3 or 6 months or so, you see some of the papers saying Madonna says she doesn't like the hospital, she doesn't like the school, she doesn't like the air, she doesn't like the location, she wants the country towed slightly further to the south. And
well, excuse me, why did I buy so many houses here then?
Exactly.
And according to the newspapers, I think I've bought about 20 houses here.
And how many do you actually have?
2.
2. Well, you see, then they're making that up as well.
Exactly.
I bet they're both very nice houses, though.
They're very nice, yeah. They're not too nice.
No.
They're not, you know...
Just nice enough. We're not saying you're showy.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
But whose decision was it to move over here? Because this is when you got married to Mr.
Guy
Ritchie, of course.
Yes.
You lowered your voice when you said that. Is that the kind of deal you have? Guy Ritchie. Guy Ritchie. We all know, you know.
He's asked me when I'm in public, when I say his name, if I just keep my voice down, you know.
Well, now, was this your decision, though, or did he want UK and you wanted LA, or were you both decided to stay here?
To tell you the truth, when I first moved here, I was a bit grumpy about it. Because I thought, this isn't fair. Where's the compromise here? I've moved to England.
Yeah.
And then I just really fell in love with it. And, you know, I've figured out how to drive on the wrong side of the road. And I learned to love ale. And
yeah, well, you look like someone who drinks a lot of ale.
I do actually.
No, do you? You like a beer?
I love ale.
I bet but you do.
Timothy Taylor, it's the best.
Yeah, you drink real ale.
Real ale.
You should join CAMRA.
Who's that?
That's the campaign for real ale. I'm sure they would be quite happy to have you as their sponsor.
Really? Do they pay well?
Well, they don't pay, but normally you get to meet a lot of overweight men in jumpers with beards. I don't know how much of an incentive that is.
But I didn't finish my story. See, what happens is, so then I move over here and I really fall in love with it, and then my husband decides he wants to make a movie in America, so now I'm over there grumping about the fact that I'm not over here
So
more,
really, it's basically you're just very difficult to please.
Yeah.
Oh, Ritchie. Well, I might talk about that a bit later if I may, but do you think the people in America, do they feel slighted that, because you are the biggest female recording star, well, ever, actually. I mean, it's the truth. And I suspect, I don't think anyone will come along and ever take that away from you. So to move to America, I would imagine if I was an American, I'd feel a little bit, as you would say, pissed. Or as you would have used to say, now you'd say something else.
Have the hump?
Slightly.
Slightly.
Maybe later. 11 years, she didn't return one call, and that night, 5 minutes in, we're on.
What were you just saying?
Well,
No.
do you think they feel slighted at all?
Slighted. Whatever. They're always bitching about me anyways. Who cares?
Living here in London, you drive, don't you? You drive yourself around sometimes. I've seen a photograph of you in a little Mini Cooper.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is a lovely car.
It's a great car. I love it.
Have you paid the congestion charge yet? Do you think it's going to sort problems out here in London?
Well, I'm kind of pissed off because, you know, I live in the area where you're not supposed to have to pay.
Okay, well, you know, you pay a little bit.
But now
you?
I have to pay.
Yeah.
Because I don't have a listed phone number. And you have to prove to the whatever, the city or the mayor. Red Ken, yeah, him. I've got a bone to pick with him because I don't want to have a listed phone number. And if I don't have a listed phone number, then I have to pay the fee to come to my house every day.
And let's face it, £5 a day, I mean, that's going to take a
That's
dent.
really...
Because you're what, 230 million or something I read last week? I mean, you know, it all adds up.
It's the principle.
I agree with you, though, and the principle is wrong. And let's you and I get together and maybe try and do something about it.
Okay.
Well,
Start
that's
a coalition. Yeah.
Let me ask you, you know, when someone is as remarkably famous as you are, and has been indeed for a long time, I think people tend to forget that you have a regular life and you're just a regular person for much of the time. What's a normal good day for you?
A normal good day?
Yeah, a good day for you. What would be at the end of the day you say, you know, that was a nice day, I enjoyed that?
Well, I have to have slept well the night before. My children have had to have gotten through the day without slapping each other. I have to have gotten through the day and not sort of been bummed out when I looked at myself in the mirror.
Now, you see this, people, I think, I would find that hard to understand that you would look in the mirror and feel bummed out. Because, you know, I don't know if you know this, but you're Madonna.
That's how normal I am. So what? But I'm still a person.
But so what do you not like about your appearance on a bad day?
Let's not get into it. Let's talk about the positive things.
Okay.
So those things not having happened would be a good day. And then also a day where I did something I really like to do. And
I was kind of hoping for a bit more detail.
Yeah, I know.
Well, what do you like doing? Do you like to
doesn't
pot
sound very
around the
exciting.
house?
Potter around the house.
Yeah, do you like to pot? You know, just move things around a bit.
I like to go to the park and feed the ducks.
That's a nice thing to do.
Yeah, I love to ride my bike.
Do you do any housework at all?
Oh.
Are you familiar with the phrase housework?
No, I've rinsed out a few dishes and I've put some wash in the washing machine.
Okay. You know what?
No, and I've made my bed. On Sundays, the housekeeper doesn't come in, and I make my bed.
That's good. Do you ever iron?
No.
Do you cook?
No. That's Guy Ritchie's job.
So you never.
He cooks.
I hear he's rather good.
He's good. Yeah.
What does he cook?
He's really good with.
You don't actually live with him, do you?
I've actually never even met him. I mean, no, he's good with fish and chicken and duck and pheasant and
duck and pheasant.
Yeah.
Wow. But you know, I get the feeling, and I've always had the feeling that you probably don't
Scrambled eggs.
But you don't eat that much, do you? I mean,
I do. I love to eat.
You eat a lot?
Yeah, I do.
But you look like you don't eat hardly at all.
I didn't eat all day.
Right.
Just for you.
Okay, well, you know, you don't have to starve yourself for me.
I'm just kidding.
Now, here's one thing I noticed. When the album came out, when the single came out, American Life, which did great for you as well, you rapped at the end of it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people thought, well, maybe this isn't your natural territory. This isn't your domain.
Well, who's to say whose domain it is?
I could only agree with you on that, but I know, you know, a lot of people said rap lyrics, not Madonna's territory here. I believe...
Well, why not? I wrote them. They're my words. I can say them.
Okay.
Does it have to do with the fact that I'm not black?
It's got to do with the fact, I think, that you're known for pop originally as well, I think. You know, you've had such a long career when you've had...
But I'm also known for not sticking to the program and for surprising people and changing and doing different things.
I actually like the rap.
Okay.
You know, I'm not just saying
I'm
that.
not attacking you.
No, no, but you were giving me what we call stink eye then, and I was a bit...
No, actually, somebody told me that there was some criticism of my rap, but that's good. I welcome all criticism.
But, you know, do you really?
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's all the same. Nice things, negative things. You can't let any of it mean anything to you, because it doesn't matter.
But you know what, I say that, but if I read something bad about myself, I hate it.
Yeah, but don't read anything.
Yeah, but even if I know maybe someone once wrote something.
I know, but you have to overcome that.
But how do you do that?
I don't have any newspapers in my house. I don't have any magazines. I don't read anything.
So you avoid that kind of input. Do you watch TV? Do you listen to the radio? Wow.
Nope.
So what do you guys do?
For fun?
Yeah.
We go to the movies. We read a lot of books. We talk to each other.
Yeah, you see, I'm working on that at home.
Yeah, are you?
But I've got the rap you did on American Life here, and I wanted to run past the Olympics. I want to know whether this is an actual list of what's going on in your life, because you rap you say, you know I'm satisfied. I've got a lawyer and a manager, which I assume you do have, and an agent and a chef.
Yes.
Okay. 3 nannies, an assistant, and a driver and a jet, a trainer and a butler, and a bodyguard of 5, a gardener and a stylist. Do you think I'm satisfied? Do you have that number of stuff?
Yes.
Wow.
But the point I'm trying to make is I have all those things, and and none of those things bring happiness. Made me happy. Make me happy.
I get the point. I'm not
You get
stupid.
it?
I was just checking. It's a good rap.
But it's okay. I just sort of made a mental list of all the things I was doing at that time. I was drinking Starbucks every day. I was driving my Mini Cooper. I was doing yoga and Pilates.
Yeah.
And so I just tried to go through and make this mental list of all the things that are in my life. And it's meant to be ironic because I have all these things and I do all these things, and you want me to shut up now, right?
No, please don't.
I'm trying to make a point.
No, but it's a good point. I'm enjoying listening
The
to you.
point is that material things don't bring you happiness.
And you know, the thing that impresses me about you is, you know, we know you're fabulously wealthy, okay? But you don't seem someone who does actually get off on material things particularly. I mean, the fact, for example, you're driving a Mini Cooper, which is a lovely car, I'm not knocking it, but it's a
But it only costs 15 grand.
Exactly. It's a, you know, it's a car for everyday folk.
Yeah.
Who have 15 grand. But I mean, it's, you know...
Well, compared to an Aston Martin or,
exactly.
or a Mercedes or a BMW.
So are there things that you spend your money on that you like? Are there material things that bring you pleasure as well as...
I would say the only thing that I spend my money on is art.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is like an indulgence. I don't really need it, but I love it, and, you know, it's expensive.
And you used to... I know you used to buy at Tamara Lempicka, is that right?
Yeah, I have.
And Frida Kahlo.
Yeah.
Other people you buy now? Is there new artists?
Well, I actually haven't bought any paintings lately because I feel guilty buying them. So, but I have paintings from the past. I have Picassos and Matisses and Dalis and things like that.
And where do you keep them?
And if you become my friend, then you could come over and see them.
Even if I don't become your friend, can I come over and see them? I'd love to become your friend, but no, that must be lovely. And you have them on display in your house, presumably, one of your houses?
Yeah, in my houses.
What a nice environment for your children to grow up in.
Yeah, they don't really care.
Don't they?
No. They're more interested in scribbling on the wall right now.
Well, as long as they don't scribble on the Picasso, you're okay.
Yeah,
but hopefully they're absorbing something through that. I mean, just being surrounded by things like that would be nice.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, my daughter's more interested in other things, to tell you the
So
truth.
how old is your daughter now?
She's 6, going on 16.
Well, she's a beautiful little girl,
Yeah.
and your son is a very handsome little fella. I'm always struck whenever I see photographs of you together how she looks like a shrunk version of you. And he looks like a miniaturised version of Guy Ritchie. It's almost like they've been cloned or something. And I'll be honest with you, I suspect foul play.
We bioengineered our children. Well, we had to because we haven't actually met.
Let's talk about the video for American Life, because that caused a stir. Come on. Because you withdrew it, didn't you, quite suddenly?
Yes,
and
I did.
I've seen it, and I didn't think it was that, you know...
provocative
or disrespectful.
No, well, it certainly wasn't meant to be that way. The thing is when I came up with the idea for the video, it was last November when I was working on the song, and by the time I finished shooting it, it was a month in post-production. We were at war. And war was in the air when I was making it, but for me, I wanted to sort of wake people up to the notion or the idea that war isn't something that's far away. It's real, and people suffer, and you know, it's just a tragic thing that I don't think anybody really wants to happen. So it was a kind of my way of saying, hey, people, wake up, this is right around the corner. But then by the time I finished it, the war had broken out, and it seemed kind of in bad taste to release a video where I had footage of people being wounded and injured in wars and buildings being blown up. Like, we'll see enough of that on TV, right? So.
But, you know, I think people will be impressed to hear you say that because, and perhaps I'm mistaken it, but I think some people think of you as someone who seeks to be provocative regardless of the cost.
I was that way. I went through my teenage rebellion in my 30s, to tell you the truth, because when I was a teenager, I was so square and straight and well-behaved, and you wouldn't even recognize me, really.
So that was when presumably you were studying dance, you were preparing
I was a
yourself.
straight A student, and I wanted to be a professional dancer, and you know, I didn't do, you know, I refused to take drugs, and you know, I was a good girl.
And you hardly drank or anything, did you?
No, I didn't start drinking until I met Guy Ritchie.
No. He's a bad influence on you.
It's been a wonderful influence on me.
And do you get drunk with him now? I mean, do you actually...
I do, yeah. Yeah,
and what kind of a drunk are you?
I've become one of those English drunken girls.
We love the fact that you've now become a British slag.
No, you know what? All it takes is a half of a pint.
So a little bit of booze. Wow,
Yeah.
You're a good cheap date then.
I am a cheap date, yeah. You don't have to take me anywhere fancy.
Well, I didn't intend to, just my dressing room. So when was the last time you were drunk? When was the last time you really tied one on?
A couple days ago.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Any special occasion or?
And we went to the Dog and Duck in Soho.
And when you go something like that, I mean, presumably people recognise you.
I
they
wear
know
flat
it's you.
caps.
So
Keep them down low, and I say pint and a half for Timothy Taylor.
And you wear, I noticed you've got a lot of tracksuits.
I do.
How many tracksuits you got?
Like 30.
Well, that's...
But only because they keep sending them to me.
See, I'll be honest with you, it's not the most flattering garment.
You don't like them?
Well, I don't mind them, but I thought it was Chris Evans going to court. When you look back on your various images, which ones do you look back on with fondness, and which ones do you think maybe were a mistake?
I like, you know, the whole, the Vogue thing. That was nice.
Yeah,
I
that
like
was
that.
great.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I tell you, when you looked fabulous, I think, was Like a Prayer.
Oh,
With
thanks.
the brunette hair and just the plain dress, you looked great then. When you were rolling in the sand for Cherish,
Oh, yeah?
bingo.
Oh, you like that? You like that? Okay. I'll remember that.
Bingo. You know what I'm saying then?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I got it.
How often do you dye your hair?
A lot.
Yeah, but
every
it looks in
colour.
pretty good condition. How come it's in good condition?
It's good, strong Italian hair.
Ah. What's your natural colour?
Brown.
Brown. Like it is now, or?
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you feel different when you're blonde? I know people tend to react to you differently when you have blonde hair, don't they?
Yeah. I think people think you're more superficial when you're blonde.
And I think also they think you're more readily available.
Really?
Yeah, well, when I went blonde, people were coming up to me all the time.
Really? Well, you're not married to Guy Ritchie.
He's blonde, though, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he's
Naturally blonde.
He's a natural blonde, hence little Rocco being blonde as well.
Mini him.
Yeah, he is mini him.
Yeah.
Are you? There's been talk that maybe you're pregnant again.
Really?
And you don't look pregnant to me from here, but obviously it could be early days.
No.
You're not at all.
No.
Would you like more children?
Yes.
Bingo. And are you gonna try for another one?
God, you're getting very personal.
Well, it's my job.
And it's my job to deflect your...
That's fine. And of course I'll accept that. You know, I'm going to show a clip from of you and Guy filming Swept Away. Before we do, let me tell you why I'm showing
Am
this.
I wearing curlers in my hair?
No, you're not. This is really, I think, very charming. It's kind of behind-the-scenes footage of Guy directing you in various scenes, and you have the children out with you, and I just think it's very sweet. So let's have a look at this.
You stole my only thing to eat for lunch.
So sorry, darling. I so didn't mean to do it, darling. They give you a kiss.
No, I'm not giving you anything.
And she'll not be held,
No, she'll not be at the mercy.
and she'll not be at the mercy of any moral. Oh, That's good. Just keep doing that stuff.
But I need a flat surface. I can do
I like it when you're doing it on the
No,
sand.
because I can spin and I can go do this kind of stuff.
You're not doing a bad job on that, darling.
I want a dance
I
bar!
like it in a bikini. Come on.
No.
Cut that there, chap. Okay, we come.
Oi, that's enough. I said that's enough. Oi.
Give me a kiss on it. Cheers.
That's nice.
Seeing little Rocco being bounced on that's made me feel broody.
Really?
That's such a lovely
You
age,
have
isn't it?
children?
I have 3 children. They're better looking than yours, but they're still... Yours are nice. Obviously, I love mine more because they're mine.
Of course.
But isn't that a great age when you've got that
yeah.
small and you can kiss them on the belly and on their bottom? Stuff like that.
Stuff like that, yeah.
And when in the summer you take them out in a pram, they've got no shoes on, see little toes.
Yeah, sweet. And then they pee on the carpeting.
You always have to bring it back to that like that. You can't join me in my brooding revelry. We're going to have another song from you. We're going to have another song. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Madonna performing Hollywood.
Everybody comes to Hollywood. They wanna make it in the neighborhood. They like the smell of it in Hollywood. How could it hurt you when it looks so good? Shine your light now. This time it's got to be good. You got it right now, oh yeah. 'Cause you're in Hollywood. There's something in the air in Hollywood. I've had a million visions, bad and good. I'm driving in my car in Hollywood. I got the top down and it feels so good. Everybody comes to Hollywood. They wanna make it in the neighborhood. They like the smell of it in Hollywood. How could it hurt you when it looks so good? Hollywood, I've had a million visions, bad and good. The sun is shining here in Hollywood. I tried to leave it, but I never could. Shine your light now. This time it's got to be good. You got it right now, oh yeah. 'Cause you're in Hollywood. 'Cause you're in Hollywood. Music stations always play the same song. I'm bored with the concept of right and wrong. Everybody comes to Hollywood. They wanna make it in the neighborhood. They like the smell of it in Hollywood. How could it hurt you when it looks so good? Shine your light now. This time it's got to be good. You got it right now, oh yeah. 'Cause you're in Hollywood. 'Cause you're in Hollywood. 'Cause you're in Hollywood. You're in Hollywood. You're in Hollywood.
push the button, don't push the button. Trip the station, change the channel. Push the button, don't push the button. Trip the station, change the channel. Push the button, don't push the button. Trip the station, change the channel. Check it out.
Thank you.
See, this is the way to work. I'm going to drill another kiss. Yeah. Fantastic.
I'm exhausted.
Hey, now let's talk about your fitness regime and stuff like that, because you are in fabulous shape. I mean, you know, we're roughly the same age. We don't need to give details out here.
Yes.
We're both in our late 20s.
Yes.
And you look fantastic.
Thanks.
Had 2 children.
Yep.
Wow. What a fantastic physique. But I know you work at it.
Yes, I do.
What are you doing? What's the regime?
I do yoga and Pilates. I ride my bike. You know,
So how often?
watch what I eat.
How often do you do the exercise?
Every day.
Every day.
Except I take 1 day off a week.
1 day off a week. Okay.
Yeah.
What about if it was, you know, like a bank holiday, which we have plenty of, and I'm sure you're
I don't
enjoying. Now
take
you're
those
British.
off.
You don't take a bank. What about Christmas?
My
or
body doesn't recognize bank holidays. Okay.
Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve, no. Christmas Day, yeah. Okay.
Okay. New Year's Eve, New Year's Day.
New Year's Eve, yes. New Year's Day, I have a hangover.
Okay.
So.
Oh, that's goodness.
Yeah.
No, but why would you not? Do you never? Would you feel like you were slipping if you took an extra day off, or?
Because you gotta keep working at it. You know, it's the way it goes.
Yeah. But I mean, it must be sometimes. I would have thought there must be mornings when you get up and you just don't fancy it.
You're right, I don't.
Okay. And so, how do you motivate yourself there?
Because my trainer comes over and says, it's time.
Okay, so you have to do it then.
And I just feel, you know, I know I have to pay him whether he works me out or not, so I don't want to waste the money. So.
Look at that position there. Okay, that's the, these are... But look at that, that's remarkable. And obviously, you know what gentlemen are thinking when they see that photograph.
Gentlemen?
Okay, you have a point. Does that, obviously you're supple, obviously you do that kind of
That's
stretching.
from yoga, I mean, I do that every day.
Does that hurt though, getting in that position?
No.
Can you do it with, can you put both legs behind your ears?
I can.
Bingo!
Dear.
What do? Do you do the downward facing dog move?
I do, yeah. That's part of the sun salutes. Do you do them?
I do the downward facing dog.
You want to show me?
Not particularly, but I could probably do that if I had to.
I'll pay you to.
How much would you, how much would you pay me to get in that position?
100 quid.
That's
bollocks.
That's bollocks. How did you read my mind that I was going to say bollocks? You do.
Because you're very predictable.
No,
but charming.
Well, thank you. Hey, do you swear in English now? We've noticed this. Okay, there are some swear words are common to America and England.
I do.
But some of them, like bollocks, is not. That's very much an English phrase, a British phrase, isn't it?
Piss off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like using English swear words? Do you prefer them?
I think they're charming.
They're more colourful.
Yeah.
There are some words which the Americans don't use at all that we use with regularity.
Like?
The C word.
Yeah, God, I had to get used to that one.
Yeah, because I know when Americans, if you say that in Americans,
it's
you know,
really bad.
They want the smelling salts.
No, it's like really bad to say that, the C word.
In America?
Yeah.
And over here, it's fairly commonplace, isn't it?
Yeah, everyone's a
But you know, what has Guy taught you? What words has Guy taught you? Has he taught you how to swear in British?
He does, like, you know, Cockney rhyming slang. You know, the old mince pies and all that.
Hey, do you and Guy have pet names for each other?
He just calls me wife and the missus.
I read somewhere, and I don't know if it's true, I read somewhere a quote from you saying that you knew within 5 minutes of meeting him that he was the one for you.
Yep.
That's a really lovely sentiment. How did you know? What was the feeling?
I just felt all squishy inside.
That's so nice, isn't it?
Oh. I don't know, I just did. Some kind of electric volt went through me.
Wow. And did he know that you knew, do you think? Did he realise that you were reacting in that way? Because you were set up kind of, weren't you?
I think he probably even had similar feelings, but I think he was less ready to accept those feelings than me.
It must be, I mean, I suppose, you know, you being Madonna,
yeah.
There must have been, you know, a lot of guys who...
Yeah, I think he maybe, you know, that part of me he was a bit wary of, the famous part, the, you know, celebrity part.
Yeah. You know, it speaks very well of him, I think. He must be a very strong sort of personality, very strong with himself, and don't take this wrong way, to take you on. Insofar as, well, you know, because you're being you.
He's a tough cookie.
Yeah, and you've got a past where you know, I know you found him, he was the one, but you seem to have searched quite thoroughly before you found that one, if you don't mind me saying that. But, you know, but no, I'm happy for you. You had a full life in that respect.
That's one way to put it.
Yeah. He's had a few as well, I'm sure. I'm not,
yes,
you know.
he has.
Do you ever talk about exes? Do you ever get jealous about each other's exes?
Sure. I'm human like everyone else. Yeah.
And out of the two of you, who do you think is the most jealous?
Probably me. Truthfully.
Yeah. And how do you show that to him? I mean, how does he deal with it?
I try not to show it, to tell you the truth. It's not very attractive, is it?
Well, it's not, but you know, sometimes I think if you don't share those things, then the other person doesn't know. Doesn't know they're bothered by it.
Yeah.
You know,
Usually I hold a gun to his head. And I say, if you ever look at that woman again, I'll use this thing.
But once again, I think people will be surprised to hear you saying this until you admit this, because, you know, once again, I know this sounds ridiculous, but you're Madonna.
Well, maybe he gets jealous too, but he doesn't show it very often.
And would you like him to show his jealousy?
I would indeed. Yeah.
Well, maybe we can talk to him after.
Bingo.
But he... he kind of wears the trousers in the relationship, doesn't he?
No.
Doesn't he? I get the feeling... Yeah.
No, I mean, it's equal trouser wearing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's a bloke.
Yeah, he's a man. That's what I think you liked about him.
Yeah, I do. I like that.
Yeah. Do you row much?
Who?
Do you... It's an impediment. I can't help it. I keep hoping I'm going to get a parking sticker for it, but they won't have it. Do you argue much?
We used to fight a lot in the beginning, but we don't anymore.
Arguing is a terrible... Everyone does it. Everyone in a relationship does it. It's boring, it's horrible.
And we always argue about stupid crap. I mean, it's always about nothing, isn't it?
Do you find it as often you're arguing... What you're arguing about ostensibly isn't really what's making you cross with each other?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's terrible, isn't it? And how do you resolve... Who's the peacemaker between the two of you? I mean, are you good at saying sorry, or does he offer the kind of
I think we're both getting better. We used to both be really crap at it, and I'd go to the corner and he would go to his corner. We wouldn't speak to each other, but now we're learning to be more forgiving and grown up and say we're sorry. In fact, we have a little contest. We try to beat each other to the punch. Yeah. Like even when we know we haven't done it, the wrong thing, we say we're sorry because we know that we become superior when we do that.
You've then got the upper hand.
Exactly.
That's great when because it's like playing chess, isn't it? If you can think a couple of moves ahead, you can normally get to the best position.
It's very good. It's like quite a powerful move to say, I'm sorry, it was my fault. It actually just stops everything. Even if it wasn't your fault, it's a good thing to get into the habit of. Yeah. You should try it sometime.
Well, you know, we have got better, my wife and I. We do row quite a lot, not so much as we used to either. I mean, it's quite similar.
She's got red hair, doesn't she?
She's got bright red hair.
Yeah, and people with red hair, they have really bad tempers.
It's dyed red hair. It's like that colour red. And you see up there in the audience, see how red it is? Look, it's a kind of...
Hi.
It's a very unnatural red. Jane, it's Madonna Jane. I think we might be up for some swinging.
How do you put up with this nonsense?
She ignores me. We've just about run out of time, you know.
Why?
Because they want.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I gotta go. Anyway.
You've got to go, and they've got to get. They're doing a Paul Daniels special here in the studio. So.
Who's that?
Really, I've so enjoyed meeting. You know what? When I met you 10 years ago, I was very nervous meeting you. And
I was nervous too.
Well, I didn't realise that. But you know, you seem to have changed. You seem a lot happier. You seem more comfortable. You just seem more relaxed with everything, and I hope that is the case. I hope
it's the case.
That's really nice. I'm hoping that we won't leave it another 10 years before you'll let me talk to you again.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming
on the show.
You're very welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, Madonna. And Madonna's going to treat us now. We're not going to leave on that. We're going to have one final bit of music. Madonna's going to treat us to an old track right now. You're going to surprise us with this, I guess.
An oldie but goodie.
An oldie. Well, they're all oldies but goodies, aren't they?
I'd like to think that.
Yes, they are. Ladies and gentlemen, singing live for you one more time, it's Madonna. My thanks to Madonna, of course. I'll be here next week with Lisa Marie Presley, and she'll be joined by Alistair McGowan, James Nesbitt and the Dandy Warhols. But now with another fantastic track, will you please, once again, let's hear it for Madonna, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. I was told that I was supposed to do an old song, so how far back do you want me to go? No, I'm just kidding. I know what I'm going to do. No, I'm never asking an audience that question again, because the last time I said it, they asked me to do Like a Virgin, and I forgot the words. It's what happens when you've been writing songs for 20 years. You just forget everything. When you're old like me. All right, well, I'm not going to tell you. I'm just going to do it. Tell me to stop. Tell the rain not to dry. Tell the wind not to blow, 'cause you said so. Tell the sun not to shine, not to get up this time, no. Let it fall by the way, but don't leave me where I lay down. Tell me love isn't true, it's just something that we do. But please don't tell me to stop. Tell the leaves not to turn, but don't ever tell me I learned. No, take the black off the gold, but don't tell me I had to go. It's just something that we do. Tell me everything I'm not, but don't ever tell me to stop. Don't you ever tell me love isn't true. It's just something that we do. Don't you ever tell me everything I'm not, but tell me to stop. Don't you ever, please don't, please don't, please don't tell me to stop. Don't you ever, don't you ever, don't ever tell me to stop. Tell the red not to lay like a open mouth of a tell me to stop. Don't you ever, don't ever tell me to stop.